right.
Good day to you, Twitch. Welcome back. We are
Hello,
live
hello.
on the thing. It's a thing. We're here together. I'm Windy J. We're doing stuff with the Windy J D&D Guild, where we have all sorts of crazy adventurers who like to, accidentally kill their characters that they meet and things like that. So, welcome to our game. And I have a few announcements. Hello, Dak. Good to see you in the chat. The first announcement I'm going to go for is a shout out to all those who are celebrating Thanksgiving across the United States.
Hmm.
That you guys have are. I
Happy
hope you guys all
Thanksgiving.
have a great one. Yeah. To that end, the Adventures in Alain that normally air later on today on this channel will not be airing later on today because they're hopefully going to be enjoying. Well, apparently, we just introduced caffeine to the concept of turducken. So that's a new one. And even worse, Ostroducanary, do not ask any further questions. The So that's one thing that's going to not happen because of Thanksgiving. But yes, glitter murder, I totally agree with you. I'm thankful for the opportunity to do D&D thingies all the same. So because this is where I get some of my joys. The Tuesday session is the next one that comes up on the channel. That is the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, where our characters have finally entered one of the layers of the three hags they are trying to deal with. Yeah, it's the ensuing chaos that can usually occur with our particular group. Um, Following that, on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central, we have the Legends of Zelda coming back on with Verod's Echoes campaign, and that is a Pathfinder game. And finally, then Thursday we start up a new thing. We start up the Roll for Wishes campaign proper. Now we've actually already started this, and I'll just kind of give you a quick little thingy. Okay, I'm just doing a little thingy. There's a little thingy right there. Yeah, so this is the campaign. That's the campaign that we're doing right now. It is the Roll for Wishes campaign. It is a fundraiser for Make a Wish International, and that is happening right now. You are welcome to participate, and please do. The easiest way to do so, I'll put it into the chat here, is to go to the donation screen and just throw some money at the Make a Wish Foundation or Make a Wish International. They provide hope,
The
really,
roll
when
for
it comes right
wishes.
down to it. Yeah, Roll for Wishes.
We Dutch Dungeons also did an fundraiser for the Roll for Wishes campaign. Only the Dutch version, so we donated to the Dutch Foreign Wets in Dutch
Nice. Actually,
foundation, and that was also
the
Roll for Wishes. So I think we did like $220 at that night. So
that's pretty
yeah,
sweet.
donate. It's a good cause.
We are trying to get to 250 at the very least, and if we blow that out of the water, I'll be very very happy. April from Make a Wish was able to join me on the stream yesterday. Told us that the one now there's a whole bunch of different Make a Wish groups. There is they're usually based on the nations they're in, but the one that we're working with is actually international. It's one that works across all 39 countries that they operate in, which is kind of cool. So it's near and dear to me because I've had a few students and family members who've honestly needed Make-A-Wish services, and that's kind of nice that we can get back to that a little bit. So if you feel so inclined and have it in your capacity, please donate to the Make-A-Wish found international through our Roll for Wishes campaign. And yes, Dak's question, is it a campaign or it's a one-off? It's actually, so what they did is they created 3 different modules that are kind of like one-shots. And so when we do it as a random adventure, we're going to roll the dice to decide which one of those 3 we're going to do. And then everything else is just the same as we've always done for our random adventures. It's just everything by the way of the dice. But it's set in their homebrew of Noxtern, which, as I understand it, these 3 modules were actually a collaborative effort between a DM in Alberta and a DM in Amsterdam. Does that sound
Yes.
familiar at all? It's not these two. I promise you, it's not this one and that one. It's two different ones, but it's kind of cool that that's happened. So exciting that we get a chance to do that. Jump into that stream, and then we'll be back again with this next week for the Olivon Chronicles too. And so with that, I think I'm now done all of my announcements. I am. Dick is on his way. Farrar is on his way. Apparently, he rolled a nat 1 on his computer today, so he'll be here shortly. But I can do a recap here real quick anyway. So where we left off with these nuts. is every time I say it, three people smile, and I'm good with it. Where we left
Almost
off.
best
You don't hear it because my mic is usually muted, but every time you say it, I go, "These nuts." So
Love it. This is your fault, by the way, too, guys. Like that's all there is to it. Anyway,
don't fucking
um,
look at me. I wasn't involved in the decision making process.
It were actually the women, to be honest.
that's right. It was.
It's
blame Rook and Jetta for it. Yes.
Yep, you have to. Okay. Nonetheless, and where they actually came up with that was as they were traversing the Glazerblad forest, where Bob Moss brought the group to meet his family and maybe get some guidance and help from them. And they did. They provided a little bit of guidance. The guidance was to go away, unfortunately, but also with that, Bob's mom gave him a quarterstaff, a fairly powerful quarterstaff for that matter too. The one that came from the main tree that they all kind of make connections with in the Furble community that Bob Moss is from. With that sort of blessing and also encouragement to not disturb them again, they carried on to Hillhome, where they intended to make right a wrong that had accidentally happened in the capital city of Claymouth. Unfortunately caused by them, but upon arrival discovered that the family of the person that they were trying to try to connect with and recover from, I guess, were just a bunch of kids and a couple of kids, and they were being cared for by other people in the community. So, as part of this, to try to help this community raise these two kids, they ended up going to do some work for a particularly wealthy researcher that happened to be hanging around there. And so with that, they went to help this researcher with their space, setting up a camp for research for getting out into this mountainous area to try to find some answers to what they were looking for, and eventually came across the work camp and dealt with a bunch of grung that had besieged them. The grung were mighty in their own home cave that they had set up, and managed to dispatch Bob and Frar.
I want a rematch.
This is a little bit weird on the camera.
Yeah,
for
your
me
camera
right
is
now.
super blurry right now. We'll get you there. Your computer's having all sorts of
Yeah.
fun. I know that. So, if you can't do the back, there you go. Yeah, it was just a
There
focus
we
thing.
go.
Anyway, the grung having dispatched them, the party still finished off the rest of the grung. So Jetta then had to beseech her deity to help her recover Bob and Frar. In doing so, the staff was ruined, and the deity has not been heard from or seen since either. This caused an awful lot of emotional despair for a number of reasons. Obviously, losing your friends does not help. They connected with the patron, the person who was paying for all this researcher. His name is Adrix, and Adrix was able to provide them with some tools to help them revive or even just bring back to life in some way, shape, or form Bob and Frar. A few changes, as Bob and Frar had some personality exchanges after, or at least memory exchanges. It took a little bit to get them to start kind of finding their natural memories once more. In doing so, their bodies ended up taking the changes instead. So Frar now has streaks of red across his cheek and collarbone, and Frar also has some blue properties starting to show up on him instead. Bob, being particularly perturbed by the loss of his quarterstaff that his family gave him, really not very happy. And frankly, neither was Jetta or Rook with Adrix, who they believe put them in harm's way. There it is, Sky. Nonetheless, Adrix sent them out to get these scrolls that Adrix used to revive them. They had to go. Rook and Jetta had to go to track down some stolen scrolls from Adrix in the first place. Did so, found some dust creatures that seemed to be holding on to a human prisoner, perhaps. Dispatched the dust creatures, got the scrolls, came back to Adrix, who found out that one was still missing, and he blamed the party. And that was not necessarily a great way to maintain a good working relationship, and so they fought. Reese, a newcomer to the party, managed to broker at the very least a truce between the two groups. One that saw that Adrix's goal of finding some ancient artifact would be resolved, as well as probably bringing a peaceful end to the group's relationship with him, despite not having the map that they were looking for. So that is where they left. They left into the mountains to look for this ancient artifact on a spot of the mountains where a map had been stolen from, to try to cover up something that was there. They get out to the mountains, and they find a very large, it appears to be some form of a lock box, trying to pry it open. They did also see a corpse of a Goliath nearby it. They pry it open and immediately are besieged by a couple of what we called airy creatures, air elementals, burst forth from the inside of this lockbox and started protecting it. They dispatched the air elementals and started investigating what was inside this lockbox. Whereupon Reese managed to get their hands on a large gem, about this big, an amethyst, and as they came in contact with it, began to see visions immediately. The visions that Reese saw Reese actually basically leave the body, and almost seemed like that they were flying up and over the mountainside and out beyond the Great West Peaks, across plains and across small forested areas, diving back down towards a path, towards a caravan, and in particular one wagon in the caravan, bursting through the tarp of the caravan to stop and simply regard and look at this strange globe-like contraption, wire frame that as it was, with a bunch of needles that were spinning on one side, spinning inside it. One of those needles pointing back beneath the vision that Reese was experiencing, kind of in the same direction that Reese just came flying from. And then they were pulled back in that vision, back to their body. Meanwhile, Jetta, Rook, and Frar noticed that Reese had obviously had this out-of-body experience as they lost the control of their vision, much as Rook does when Rook looks through the eyes of her familiar Checkers. And that is basically where we pick up at this point. Now, that's a lot of information. And before we carry on, we get to say a great big shout out to Dak as well, because Dak's been working to take care of his brother. He's leaving the hospital. So, dude, that's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that your brother could use a win like that. So that's pretty cool. But to our players, is there any questions you guys have or anything you want to cover?
So sorry, I explained to you the trouble with note taking that I have. It's a globe with needles, like
it looked like some sort of a globe, but it's like wireframe, so it's there's a whole bunch of different. It's not like a plastic globe. That wouldn't really work. Just actually, I wonder if I can find a picture of it.
Like
I have
those
a picture of it.
astronaut thingies.
There you go, astrolabe. That's another way you can call it. It's an
astrolabe.
astrolabe.
Yeah, I super know what that is.
Am I seeing him just zone out?
Yeah, you'd be seeing Reese just kind of
I slapped
zone
him.
out. Well, no, they're already back. They're already back.
Oh, okay.
Ow!
I slapped him again.
I could. Ow!
Are you okay?
Buy me dinner first. Fuck.
Reese, better let go of that gem. It might be dangerous. And I move the mage hand to you.
It's a fucking scrying stone or something. My god. I think you've loosened a tooth.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, maniac.
I put a picture of an astrolabe in the chat if you want to see it.
Astrolabe?
Yes.
Maybe that was a little too much.
Oh, there we go.
I went somewhere. There was a caravan and I went into one of the tents or carriages. Carriages. I wrote carriages. Good. Okay. I'm so friggin' bad at taking notes, you guys. I went into one of the carriages. There was a sphere of metal, like a mesh, kind of almost sort of a metal sphere with spikes coming out of it. One of them was pointing at us.
A porcupine.
Bob,
No.
Jetta, and Frar, you are all welcome to roll a history check.
I don't think porcupines have metal on them.
No, it was like a
Ours.
it was like a globe, but it was just metal bars.
Globe with metal bars. I take out my journal and start drawing, sketching it out.
No, not like that. Like,
oh, what did you mean? Like, do the needles point here? Oh, okay, go ahead.
Draw that.
All right. Now with advantage, Jetta, Bob, or Frar, history check with advantage.
Oh, so
an
20.
astrolabe.
I doubt Bob has ever seen something like that before.
Actually,
living his all life in the forest.
So Jetta, you do recognize sort of. It looks an awful lot like one of the little contraptions that you guys had come across when you were in a otherworldly ship, as it were. When you guys collected a whole bunch of mostly copper, there were a couple of things that were inside that hoard that were not copper, including there was a weapon that I think one of you guys now carry amongst you now, but there was also a darkened blue star sapphire. There was also a contraption that looked pretty much just like this in that hoard.
So I'll just say, I think that sounds familiar from the weird spaceship thing we went into.
A spaceship.
It wasn't like a spaceship. It was weird.
Is anybody hurt, by the way?
I'm good.
I think he is. And I point to Reese.
Yeah, I'm not doing great.
Come here, my new friend.
Sure, what's worse, the physical or the emotional damage?
I can heal both.
Before you go there, Reese, can you please put the gem onto my spectral hand there? Lest we get hurt a bit more.
No, I mean, the gem didn't hurt me, did it?
I hold it.
It did not hurt you.
No, it was just a scratch.
I like how the cat phased into existence.
This is an ethereal cat.
Yeah.
Now I hold the gem.
Yeah.
Not until I try doing something with it. I would like to identify it first. Make sure it's not dangerous before any of us hold it.
Wait, you can identify magic items.
With a pearl that Jetta found, I guess? Yes. I mean, I learned from my mom and dad.
Did you?
All right.
So go, please get your healing.
I'm always confused with what class you are.
Arcane Trickster Rogue.
I get confused with Jetta's class.
I think Jetta sometimes gets confused with Jetta's class. We're okay. So, pardon me. Yeah, you place the stone in the hand, the spectral hand that Rook offers, and Rook, you place it on the ground in front of you. Now, in order to cast Identify, you have to touch it.
Oh dear.
It's just a scrying stone. You'll just go to a funny place for a second. You might see a weird globe. You'll be fine. You'll come right back. Just don't fucking slap anyone.
Sorry.
not necessary.
It's just like doing drugs.
It's
I
not
see.
at all like doing drugs, but sure. It's more like
I-
having a brief flashback, except instead of a memory, you're seeing something that's actually happening right now.
I'm sure Bob knows something about drugs.
I don't do
He
drugs.
looks the type. Might be something hiding in that hair.
Well, it's just my friends in there, and he pushes a little bit, and you can see little critters housing in his afro.
Have they been hiding in there this whole time?
Yeah.
Can checkers hide in there sometimes too?
Well, as long as he doesn't eat them.
You won't eat them, won't you, huh? Yeah? Okay, good.
That's
are you
him
gonna touch it?
flying away to get into the hair.
I love it. That's so perfect. It's beautiful. So are you touching the stone then?
Well, if it doesn't work, if I'm touching the pearl to the gem, I'll touch
I'll
the
go with
stone.
that. I'll take that.
Oh, okay.
Sure, let's
All
run
right.
with that. Okay, cool. So you take your pearl, and as part of your incantation, you touch it. And this is going to take, are you doing this as a ritual, or are you just casting it straight out?
I don't think I can ritual cast, so I'll spend a spell slot for that.
Done. Boom. And away, and immediately you're able to get a sense as to what this thing is. I haven't actually put it in the game. I totally forgot to put it in the game. But what you get from it is that it is already attuned to Reese, first of all. And that the only person who can operate it at this point is Reese. It is a stone that is specific to divination magic. It has a number of charges that are built into it, 12 charges, and a whole slew of spells. I can actually pull up my paperwork here for it. A whole slew of spells that are connected to it. And let's see here, that one there. With your identify spell, you tend to come up with a particular term that you use to discuss it. And this one is called the Amethyst of the Wish. And there are some exceptionally powerful spells in this stone. There are also some very far less powerful, but still very useful spells stored in the stone. Guidance, Hunter's Mark, Locate Object, and it continues going all the way up to the 6th level spell, True Seeing. Some of these spells do not will take a lot of charges. Some of them will actually take so many charges that it'll actually make the stone go dormant for a few days. But it is very powerful, intensely powerful. Probably the most powerful object that you have seen in your life.
Hot damn, Reese. Do you know what this is?
By the way that you're looking at me, I'm guessing our artifact.
It is, but this little thing has a lot of spells, some particularly powerful ones, and it has chosen you.
I don't know how that's going to work out. I can't cast particularly powerful spells. I am but a humble bard, and absolutely nothing more.
Would you like
Human
to prove
bard.
that?
What?
I touch the stone. I pick it up. Fumble with it.
That is a good question, actually. So
Playing
thanks
balls,
for that,
Rook.
Sky. I am going to go for a quick mechanics thing. I'm going to have to let it slide on this one. But as an arcane trickster, the spells that you're supposed to have are enchantment and illusion spells, but you might get something else as well. How did you get to the identify spell?
It's under my known spell list.
But that should only be enchantment or illusion spells.
I
We're just
got it
gonna
on D&D Beyond. Chotomate. Here, screenshot.
Okay. I will have a peek at it,
She
and
said
we'll
shut them out there.
Yes.
yeah. We might just let this be kind of a stored up spell inside that pearl.
That's why I was confused. Like, hey, wait, a rogue can get identify.
Yeah, so
That's why I
I'll
was
look into
confused
that.
on your
but
class.
You guys keep on playing.
Alright. Okay. So yeah.
All right.
I try touching the stone, see what happens if I fumble around with it, like
It's
fondle it.
weighty and weighty in your hand, but nothing else beyond that.
I pass it to Reese. Here.
Probably can't hear it. Thanks. I don't know entirely that I'm going to actually be able to use this if I need to. I don't know if I even should. I mean, we should just give it to the elf, right?
It would be useless to have wood in
Adric?
it.
I mean, I don't know how attunement works. Can't I unattune to something?
You can't abuse it. We get paid.
This
Takes an hour.
Maybe.
You can purposefully take some time to unattune to something if you so choose. This one doesn't seem to give you the sense, Rook, that it'll let you.
I don't think the stone will let you go, Reese. It has
And
trust in you after all.
Reese, it is now in your compendium.
So here's my thought.
Oh, it's in my...
Just because I get funky vibes from Adrix. Should we tell him about it? Considering you're, well, kind of stuck with the stone. He seems a little shady. He might, like, try to kill you to get it.
A fair point.
I don't think he seems...
From what I know is if you just bury it somewhere and just go far away from it, eventually the effects will pass.
Or maybe we could tell him that the artifact is flawed.
Your friggin' fur is getting in my nose, Gizmo, and it's really messing with me right now.
We could always lie. There is no artifact.
That always worked out for us.
Or
Fair enough.
Or we could tell the truth and just say, look, I'm stuck with this bloody thing, evidently. Sorry.
And what do you suppose will happen when you tell the truth?
But was this the thing that he was looking for?
Then it's
Most likely,
Didn't we just stumble upon this thing and on our way to something else? Or am I confused on what we're supposed to do here?
You think we can
No,
tell
Maybe
the
we got
truth?
lucky.
Bob, why don't you roll a quick perception check?
We were looking for the artifacts.
Perception. I cannot even remember what he told us to do, to be honest. I was dead. I was recovering. Perception. Oh, sorry for the Sky Guy roll. 17.
That's all right. All still works. 17. So with the 17, you kind of thinking about, weren't we supposed to be looking for something else around here? You kind of look around to the stone and the rock face that's around you. And that's when you recall this contraption, this metal lock box that has, by the way, has dishes in it that are far too big for any human to be able to carry, let alone put food on and use. You look out to the mountain peaks beside you, and there's actually a chunk of rock you can see that has actually had suffered some form of an impact, and some smaller rocks from that impact have kind of trickled down the ridge towards you.
Looks like somebody threw that thing over here, or it got launched or something. Don't you see that hole over there in the mountain? There it over like skipped and then bashed into the wall, I think.
That's impressive.
That's convenient. If the artifact is indeed that stone, then
maybe we
where
should
did it come from?
check where it came from, like track the trajectory.
Oh, come on, you know it came out of the belly of a terrible monster or something. We forgot the bloody thing. Can we just leave?
Or maybe it's like stuff from a giant, maybe.
Yeah,
Threw
equally
it into
terrible thing that I don't want to have to fight. When
Would
we've
be
already
glorious.
got the gem in my hand right now actively. Do you see it? It's
In
right
To
your
be honest-
condition, Bob
We
and
could go.
Fleur, I don't think
To be-
so.
To be honest, Frar, it would be glorious to fight a giant, won't it?
Mission accomplished. We could go now.
Yeah,
We could-
Big Red and Bob, I don't think you guys are
we
in
could-
the condition to fight.
We could fight we could fight a giant, Frar. What do you think?
I am
can
worried about you
definitely
guys.
take down a giant.
Does this mean I'm the tiebreaker?
I'm more than up to for glory.
I have
Let's
24
go kill a
hit points.
giant.
I have
Let's go
24
kill a giant.
I have 24 hit points. I have 24 fucking hit points. I'm going to die. You're going to kill me.
So
What's
how are
hit
you?
points?
Come
What's a hit
here.
point?
And I put my. Wait, what do I only have?
I can deliver many hit points with my
Just-
axe.
Just my words are enough to give back your life. Here, listen to me.
Yes.
We
tell
love
me
you.
about happy little trees.
We, as a group, love you, and you should come along. First, I heal you.
You could sing about our glory, how we defeated a giant.
I could sing
Third
about-
level. Third level. How much do you need? How wounded is he?
So wounded.
So wounded.
Like,
Okay.
like,
There you
like
go,
24 out of
Bedros.
43.
How about now? Is this better?
Now
Are
I'm
my
at
words
29
suiting
out of
you?
43. That's great. Thank you.
Couldn't you just have rested an hour and just throw some hit die? So I would have saved my spell slots.
It's fine. I think I've resigned myself to my fate. So actually, we're good.
My
This
axe-
is just, why prolong the inevitable by healing myself back up again, right? It's just going
My
against
axe can
me.
hit die too.
I'm pretty sure it can, Frar.
Okay, so quick little
Keep your
mechanical
axe
thing.
far away from me.
Right,
Yeah,
Frar,
double-
lead the way.
Well, you're a better tracker. Or wait, no, Jeddah is the better tracker. Jeddah, do you see any giant footprints?
Wait, let's talk about this a little bit more. I think we're jumping in to something that we have no idea what it could be.
You know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be a giant.
I'll tell you what.
A dead giant.
What else can throw a big lockbox like that?
A dragon.
Dick check.
I can fight a
Better.
dragon.
Even better.
Even better.
No!
I want to
That's
mount
not-
its head on my wall.
I agree.
Do you realize it's going to mount all of our heads on its wall? We're going
Not
to
if I'm
be
here.
we're going to be decorative spikes outside.
I need the
Its
experience.
lair to warn others to stay away.
It would be a great experience.
It would.
He might.
Bob?
It
I would even
might
say
keep
it
me
would level
alive
us up.
because
A big amount of experience. It would be.
it might keep me alive because I'm pretty and entertaining. Frankly, I can play music for it. Everybody likes a court jester. But you
And
lot,
will even reach 6.
I have no
Days of
redeemable
travel.
qualities.
6
no,
what?
none whatsoever.
Days of travel.
None that I can
Yeah.
I
find
value
anyway.
my life very much, but I think someone has to keep an eye on these two brain cells over here. So
Your
I might as
eyes are
well
going
go.
to be on the floor. Your eyes are going to be jelly. He's going to spread your eyes on a bit of toast and he's going to eat it. Do you
So-
understand?
Going to be one hell of a
Bob.
meal.
You're
We
more
are murdered.
bloodthirsty than I remember.
that's true.
Wait, maybe we should actually think about
It's
this.
fine. Die while I'm
Jeddah,
young and,
roll.
and beautiful.
Let's kill them.
Jeddah, Jeddah, roll for me
Yes,
an insight
yes.
check.
Let's see here.
And while we're at this moment, Rook, we are there. Sky is correct. You will need to go and fix your spell slot. I'll say that identify spell just happened to be stored up inside that pearl, which was fine from the story anyway. It's not a big deal.
All right, sure.
But it does have to be enchantment and illusion spells only for arcane tricksters.
Ooh, okay.
You see, Bob. Tell why don't you explain to Jeddah what she notices about the demeanor of Bob?
Well, normally, if there are frequent viewers here, they may have noticed that Bob normally disagrees with Frar when Frar says kill everything or let's fight, and now he is cheering him on. So I think that should be enough for Jeddah already to pick on that he is a little bit more bloodthirsty.
Hell
I don't know,
yeah.
maybe Frar rubbed off on me, or maybe it's just because I'm still angry that my staff got broken.
It's okay to feel angry.
All I know is something is boiling inside of me, and I need an outlet.
Here.
I understand the feeling exactly.
Let's kick a giant's ass.
Well, wait. Let's find a different outlet. And I kind of
What?
put together some paintbrushes and things like that.
Actually,
You know, if you paint happy little trees, I hear it's a good stress reliever.
besides fighting, I do like eating.
I can cook something up for you, but I think
Yeah.
Jedi wants me to finger paint first.
Yes.
Now,
Do you have canvas? What are you painting?
No.
on?
This is like makeshift parchment.
Rest joke.
Like,
All right.
I don't know.
So
I don't really feel like drawing at the moment or painting. Sorry.
what about
I
hunger?
I
Are you
feel
hungry?
I feel more like kicking ass. And chew
Frar
bubble
and
gum.
Bob are very much
But I'm all out of gum.
excited about
I'm
this
all out of
concept.
ass.
So I'm going to get Frar this time to roll for me a perception check. This will be kind of an assistant one to Bob, who, as both of you guys are very much looking for whatever dangers could lurk, and a 16 is good enough. So as you guys are kind of getting riled up, you're moving around this space, and it can get to the ridges beside you, and kind of just looking to see if there's happens to be, I don't know, a giant, a dragon, or any other evidence of such things nearby.
Can
Here,
you
woman
stop
tree.
saying whatever you're saying? Yeah, he's touching himself.
Do we see like broken trees or something like that?
You do, but it's not nearby you. What you see is when you get to a top of one of the ridges, definitely the landscape that you are currently on is very kind of, it's almost scarred, like some large creatures taking, some divine creatures taking their fingers and just kind of pulled it up against the side of the mountain. So you can, they're just long ridges make this space. So you crawl on top of one of these ridges and you see that there's actually a little bit of a cliff off the end. And looking beyond the cliff, that is where you see something particularly unusual. It's miles away, but it is still quite easily seen from here, almost embedded in a different mountain. Seems to be some rubble of some large wooden structure that has obviously impacted the side of that neighboring mountain. And there seems to be some activity around it. You can't really tell exactly what it is from this distance with those rolls. You're pretty close. You can see that across that valley, at the side of that mountain, this large wooden structure impacted and is now being recovered, perhaps? Whole bunch of humanoids.
It's humans, it's not giant size, or?
Well, with a 16/17, there do seem to be some creatures that are much larger than the other ones. It's
Look
like
over there, Bob.
Multiples.
some creatures
I see
from the
them.
distance that kind of look about this big, and some creatures that look about that big, from the
My-
distance.
God.
Look, send checkers over to see what that is over there.
I'll go check
Checkers.
myself.
Have a look from the sky. Wait, just let the
But
birds
David-
look first.
Yeah. Checkers will fly from Bob's hair nest.
It looks
Go
like
take a
so
look.
far away. It will take at least probably a day to get there. So
No.
checkers will be faster.
Yeah, about that, I think I can only look at Checkers from a certain distance. Any farther than that, and I might lose a connection to him.
Well,
We should get closer.
we can always talk to her afterwards. What's going on? I can literally speak to her if you want.
I suppose. Right. Checkers, go check it out.
This is it. Here we go. End of our lives.
And with
Take
that,
care.
checkers.
Do you
up
remember
and
what
over
dying
trees
was
and
like? Because
ridges.
you're about to do it again.
Up and over the ridges and across the valley, Checkers takes a kind of this soft approach towards it. It is starting to get a bit later in the day. Sun is starting to set. Hang on, gotta figure out where you are.
Ooh, can we take a short rest while this happens?
That you could certainly do. And then,
Nice.
yeah, so
Get
the
all
sun
my
is
stuff
actually
back.
setting in the mountains behind you on the mountain that your side. So the mountain you are on is casting a shadow onto the mountain that you are looking at. And so Checkers continues the flight. As that sun kind of settles back down, Checkers flitters back and rests atop Bob's afro.
Checkers, you're back. What news do you have?
It can relay, Find Familiar can relay concepts to you, right?
You can just
Let me
speak with
see.
it telepathically, can you?
Yes, it
Yep.
can.
Yeah, so it sends back to you images, basically, because it can do this. But it's not, they're like flashes because it's their memories. And what they recall seeing was what appears to have been an exceptionally large ship. There was a mast, but there was also the sails weren't atop the mast. It was just a lookout point atop the mast. There was actually sails at one point in time, absolutely obliterated from the impact against the mountain that extended off the side of the ship and are just now in ruin. Much of the ship is now excavated, so whenever the crash happened must have been a while ago. But the creatures that Checker saw around it, was most unique. Most of them were Goliath, hanging around this particular machine, this contraption. But there were 3 in particular that were not. And they Checkers also relays to you that there were some a number of bodies that led the trail up to this crash site, Goliath and giant kin alike. And the 3 other creatures were in fact giant.
Oh boy. Okay, I will relay this info to the party.
So it is a giant. Or giants.
Giants, yes, and a ship, and a lot of bodies.
How the hell did a ship get in the mountains? Maybe it was an airship.
Did it look like an airship, or just like a seafaring ship?
It did not look like it had touched water.
Oh, it didn't. It doesn't look
Ship.
like it touched water.
Here's your
Interesting.
dream, Jeddah. You said you always wanted to steal a ship. Now you can steal a fucking airship.
And we can kill
Oh.
a giant.
But in the condition that it's
Giant.
I don't think it's airworthy. Might
Come on,
need
Reese.
some repairs.
No.
What do you think?
And also,
Ah,
they just lost a lot of their kin. I think that would be kind of messed up to steal from them.
It's not stealing if we own it after we kill them. I'm just saying.
I
I would
think
say we win it
What-
from them in battle.
Yes.
I think
This is
what
how the orcs work.
New information means is that we're going to be pulled apart before we are consumed, fought over, most likely.
You have very
That's
low
what I
confidence,
think.
Bard.
Yeah, I most certainly do. In this particular situation, yes.
Violence is
Most
always the answer.
situations.
You just have to believe in it.
No.
It's
No,
I'm
not
siding with
exactly.
Reese on this one.
sometimes
Bob, you agree with
leaving
me.
the situation is the right answer.
Bob, you agree
Sometimes-
with me. Violence
Listen.
solves everything.
You didn't you hear me? There were a lot of Goliaths, 3 other humanoids there, and a lot of bodies littered on the way there.
All right, so we
Maybe
need to
they
make
need our
our-
help.
The 3 giants alone would be enough for me, if I'm to be honest with you.
enough for you to fight.
Enough for me to not want to go anywhere near that. Are you insane? This is why you both died?
Oh, that's not true.
No,
I'm quite certain that it is. This
We
likely
died-
has something to do
we-
with it. Yes.
we died because we didn't use violence first. That's why. That's
I-
the truth.
That is true, actually.
A fair point.
I
If we
told
would've-
all-
Yeah, it's actually
I
kind of
told
true.
all
We
of them.
forced
should've
Fra to
killed them.
talk. We forced Fra to talk, and they had the first blow. And in the end, Last
Okay.
turn was what we didn't, what we needed to survive. So I
Well,
agree.
Fair
I
enough.
think that was your
Now
vote
come to
instead of
think of it,
letting
Fra, you were
Fra
right.
solve.
Violence does solve everything.
But my thing is, why would we go out of our way to climb up a mountain and kill some giants? Like, it's not like they're
For
attacking
glory, for
us.
Glory.
We're
I was just about to say.
But we don't even know if they're hostile or not. Maybe they're just like,
As Rook says
dismantling that
that,
ship for.
Ah, fuck.
Jetta, with your ridiculously high passive perception, you notice a large shape moving through the sky toward you in your general direction.
Fuck
From
everybody,
the
duck.
ship.
From the?
Gonna get us killed.
From the
There's
ship's
something
direction.
coming.
And from the ship's direction.
Something's flying.
Wait, I saw a dragon. And I pierced my eyes and I looked at her.
You look
Everybody
at
Everybody
it.
get down.
hide.
It is
Hide, hide,
definitely
hide,
not a
hide.
dragon.
in
Wait,
the
alright.
container.
Is
All
it
of
an
them.
airship?
In the container. I'm gonna grab the door and I'm gonna usher everyone towards the container and then, like,
Didn't
hold
we?
it aside.
I thought we
in case
climbed
we-
up like a ledge.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Is there a bush
you were on the
nearby?
ledge. You never came down from it yet.
Oh,
When you
okay.
got
there a
when you
bush
got to where you
nearby?
are, hang on. When you got to where you are, you first of all, to get there, you climbed to the top of the mountain. Then you started walking down the mountain to it, and so there is a ledge in front of you. You just haven't gotten that far yet.
You think they've seen us? They want glory too.
Everybody hide.
They've probably heard us.
I will look for a rock or a bush and hide as close to it as possible.
Is anybody
Yeah.
else going into the pod that Frar is trying to convince you guys to go into?
Absolutely not.
No.
All right.
No.
Is the pod near me, or I'm still confused on the direction a little bit.
Well, the map is still up, so you guys can put your tokens where you want to be. I am fully good with that. I'm going to get rid of these air elementals because you won't see them anymore.
If you guys stay within, I'm
I
not sure
will,
how far it is. I'll pass without a trace us.
How far away is the forest and the bush?
There's not much tree cover here at all. It's all rock. You're too high up.
Okay, I am going to crouch down and minor illusion a rock over me.
Beauty, Kate.
I'm going to.
I'm gonna stay here.
I'm going
to
to
stand with-
hide over to near this pod, and then I use the door over myself like a blanket.
I like it. Kate. And Jenna, what are you doing?
I'm hiding and I will cast Pass Without a Trace.
I will
Okay.
be hiding with Jetta.
Okay. And Reese, where are you going to be at?
I'm trying to
over here.
see. Is there like a bit of geography that I can hide behind? It's kind of hard.
There are some
To
large
tell-
stones and boulders nearby. Maybe a few bushes, but not a lot.
Okay.
I
Let
think
me try to.
it is a creek bed that is in between each of these ridges as well.
Wait. I will not hide. And since we had a rest until the checkers came back, I have my Furbog magic again, and I will disguise myself as a Goliath.
Oh,
Very nice. Okay.
I have
Okay.
the same
How-
height, so
How tall is a Goliath?
I'm 7 feet anyway, so
Yeah. So he'll look
They're
like
I'm a
like-
Furbog.
pretty do a very good
And I
likeness.
can I will add another 8. I will add another feet because I can add another feet with disguise myself. So I will enlarge myself to 8 feet Goliath. Big guy, broad guy.
All
can I
right,
see
so-
this happen so I don't attack him?
Oh yeah,
later?
definitely you can see.
Oh
that
yeah,
if
yeah.
you-
I'm just doing it in the middle of the spot. I will just be standing like right here next to the
Oh.
next to the thingy.
next to the
Seeing
thing. Okay.
Yeah, just
Seeing
in the valley.
him-
Just
do that, can I do the same thing? But like, I'm just like a short Goliath.
You could
But,
you
like-
could certainly do that.
aren't you like a
A
halfling?
I'm like a young Goliath.
That
How
you can do,
tall-
yeah.
how tall
like
is
a,
Reese?
Like a kid Goliath. Yeah.
How tall is Reese?
With the boots on, he's maybe 6'2" with the boots.
Okay, you
but
can
they're
add a foot
tall,
to that.
So,
Yeah, you can add
Yeah.
a foot to that. You can pass as
Yeah.
your Goliath.
You're a
yeah,
tiefling,
I
right?
think- No, you don't know that. Shut up.
You have horns.
Nobody knows that.
Nobody's
You have
seen the horns
horns.
yet. Nobody's seen the horns
Oh, I
yet.
thought. Okay, that's
I'm
right.
disguised as a human. I am a blue-eyed, blonde, pale,
Glammed up
pasty
human.
white boy.
Yeah.
Human as fuck. That's all you know.
Now I
got
understand the two different. Now I understand the two different icons.
I got
Oh,
human
So-
skin.
Jetta and Rook, are you still hiding and putting Pass Without Trace on the two of you, or what are you doing? I mean, there's minor illusion already on Rook, so you might feel like you might not need the Pass Without Trace if other people are doing other things. That's why I'm asking.
I'll do disguise self and also join the Goliath family.
I'm also gonna pass without
But
trace though. So
I'm a girl
32.
Goliath with a pretty pink bow.
Okay. All right, so those of you who are hiding, roll for me a stealth check. Those of you who are not hiding, roll for me a deception check.
Fuck.
With advantage for anybody who's hiding. Actually, everybody gets advantage because of the way that you set yourselves up.
oh, dope.
Nice.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. Frar, that's whoa.
32.
Yeah, 32 on the stealth,
Oh,
which
no,
is good. Okay.
Frar.
Frar, not so much so.
Up far.
My,
Alright.
my,
Oh, yeah,
you
you
can
have
still
some
see my
Jedi.
fingers like holding the sides or something.
All right. So, let's see here. Let's do this. You kind of get yourselves nice and settled in quiet, and you've now just cast your disguise self. How long do these disguise spells last? Just to be clear.
An hour.
Now, beauty. Okay, just making sure. So, and that large creature, as you guys quickly make all these decisions, way faster than we do it in real life, as you quickly make these decisions and start realizing, okay, we're all gonna, okay, I guess we're all Goliaths, and you guys set yourselves up around this, set yourselves up around Frar. Sorry, not around Frar, around Bob. To where I'm missing a token here. Where did I go? Oh no. Oh no. Goliath Bob Moss. That's hilarious. That's got to show up in the chat sometime soon here. Okay, so
It's the afro.
Painting happy
and Reese
giant
is
trees.
disguising too. Painting happy
has a-
giant trees.
That's a chipmunk.
Oh,
the pocket.
jeez. That's a really good one. Okay, so as you kind of finish up, you do see that creature that was flying towards you ends up not actually flying directly towards you, just looked like it from the distance that it was coming from, and it ends up going beyond the ridge to your to our views right, and you can feel the impact as it lands, just shaking the mountainside, rumble of rock and dust just kind of lift up even on the floor on the ground around you. Just
And I assume when it came closer, I had a better look of it.
it is definitely a
just
giant
standing there.
flying at you, or flying up to your ridge.
What, a giant on
A giant
A flying
flying
giant.
a
Excuse me?
flying giant? Okay, yeah.
a
Okay.
flying giant. Yes.
I thought you meant like a giant creature, but it's a giant.
Oh, it is definitely a giant, and
Oh,
it
wait,
was
that's an air giant.
flying.
Those are nasty.
And you get quiet unless you say something. All you hear
Hello, Mr. Giant.
and you see this head peek up over the side of the ridge. Are you saying this in giant, or are you saying this in common?
I think I had giant as my.
You do have giant
Yeah,
as one of your
yeah.
languages,
In
yeah.
giant, yeah. In giant, of course.
Okay, so you see
Wait,
peeking up.
Reese, do you talk giant or not? Do you talk giant, right, Reese?
Reese popped off the stream here somehow.
Oh, no, he's still
looks
there.
like
He's still there.
Nope,
He's-
not on Video Ninja anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I still see him in.
I don't know. Yeah, so something must have happened to the computer. I'll check in with them, but
Let's keep going. I wave at him. Get ready for.
oh, there they are. They're back. Okay, so we're gonna get this now that they're coming back in here. We'll get them going too. Don't you
Fra-
just love technology? Oh man, they're
Far is next.
struggling.
Far is next to me, hiding
Oh,
in
no.
the container, right?
He's
Not inside
hiding.
the
He's got the
container,
door.
beside it.
Yeah, he's beside it with his fingers showing
Yeah,
around
the
the
door.
door, and so he peeks up over the top, and
Maybe you
and
should
says
hide
to you
inside.
in Giant, "Let's see if I can actually get this to work. I have no idea how this is gonna work." So says to you,
Why are you here?
Well, I was appointed to guard the storage here, in case anybody would like steal the dishes and stuff.
"All right, there. Okay, now the technology is working. We have Reese back. What did you want to say there, Bob? So Reese, what you may have missed is Bob called out to this giant after it impacted, and you head
Storm giant.
peeks over the edge of this mountain, and it's big gap faced to us sneer looking over the edge of this mountain, and he just kind of puts his hands on either side of the ridge, just saying, "What are you doing here?" Bob saying, "We were placed here to guard it." And your deception checks.
Did all his deception checks.
I would like your deception check.
Okay, he's doing it inside. He's doing it inside.
Well, you're
Before I was asking Reese if he talks giant. Guess I'm talking
No,
giant.
mate, I speak
Okay, then
common
let me-
and
let me- let me-
infernal.
Let me do the talking.
We don't have to be talking at all. You
That's
could have
all
said anything.
Yeah.
Deception check.
all right.
Lunatic. You could have just let him go. You could have just let him go over you.
So he's gonna
Have no
say,
conversation with him at all.
I was on to make new friends.
You've been here for 3 weeks. Why didn't you
Well,
send someone?
Well, I was not sure if I was supposed to leave my post, and little Jeffrey here is too young and, to be honest, too stupid to go on his own. So we'll just have to stay here.
okay,
You
so
don't
I'm not
understand
gonna.
the word.
Am I little
you don't-
Jeffrey?
You don't understand the word I'm saying. I'm talking giant.
Am I little Jeffrey?
Talking giant.
So I'm not going to manipulate tokens. So we're just going to go a little bit theater of the mind a little bit here. But the giant steps. It kind of crawls up over the ridge and settles down, and it is a massive, easily 15-foot tall giant standing beside you guys now. Rook, seemingly unaware of your presence. And it kind of pushes you each aside and goes over to the lockbox and yanks it out of the side of the mountain. Says,
Isn't then Frost standing like?
yeah, beside it, just
So bad.
just pulls it out. So Frar, there's a little bit of rock being pulled out from behind you, and you just kind of fall and hold the. Are you still just like holding the door, hiding behind it?
Is his foot near me?
Oh, most definitely, yes.
Mm.
Oh,
And he pulls it up, and he says,
Okay.
It's been
200
open.
HP.
He said, I have 200 HP. I can weather this.
Your condition, Frar. Your condition.
Okay,
He
I'm
says-
gonna stay. I'm gonna like lie back like this and just hold the door in front of me like that.
"All right,"
Just trying to stay hidden, I guess.
Yeah. and he says,
Oh, so
It's been opened.
and he starts dumping it out. Just starts fishing through it.
well, it was closed when I last checked.
Was
Was it you,
when we got
Jeffrey?
here. It was open
Have
when we
you-
got here.
Have you? I don't know, we just said we've been here the whole time, guarding it.
Yep.
Did you open it, little Jeffrey?
What language are you asking me this in?
In common, of in giant, I mean.
I just like make
Where is
like
it?
dumb like
Where is it?
mute Goliath noises. Goliath don't know how to speak noises. Just
And he's
Did you
just
take
picking up-
anything from Mr. Giant?
And he's just picking up gems and looking at them and trying to find them in this crate that's there. He's looking through
Give
the
it to
gems.
me. Hand it over.
Give it quickly.
What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
He knows. He knows.
He doesn't know anything. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Where is it?
He says he didn't take it, so it must have
We
been
shouldn't have
somewhere
been talking to him in the first place. You.
And now,
Now he's just getting really irate, and he takes the whole lockbox now that it's been emptied. It's an empty lockbox, and he just launches it down the side, and just shouts.
where is it?
Wait, everything should be here. Everything
have
should be
a-
here, and I start digging in all the stuff as if I'm looking for something.
I have just like a trinket. Can somebody like minor illusion this shitty trinket to look like the stone, and I can give that to him?
What?
Anybody?
Rook is
What are
hiding
you
right
looking
now.
for, Lord? What are you looking for?
I'm looking for one of the trickster. Where's
Big purple one. The big purple one. Where is? Don't touch it. Where is it?
A purple one.
where's our trickster? That's
So-
you.
Sure, it was here. Are you sure we put it here? I mean, I've been overlooking this for 3 weeks now.
I'm gonna start crying. I feel like fake
No,
crying
no.
real loud and obnoxious.
It's not your fault, Jeffrey. It's not your fault.
You shut it up, or I will shut it up for you.
It just keeps going. Just keeps going.
I'll take him to the side. No worries.
And
And
just looking through.
I'll pull you on your arm and pull you a little bit towards where I know Rook is hiding.
Older brother, we did see the human traveling down the hillside.
Human?
What are we doing?
What human?
It was traveling that way.
Which way do you point?
Oh god.
Down.
Why are we making up more complicated lies? Just make this fucking piece of shit.
But did you just
Trinket.
came out as
Jeddah,
Jenna? Or...
where are you pointing? No, she's disguised as a Furbolg. Sorry, not a Furbolg,
Yeah.
a Goliath.
With a little
Yeah,
bow.
Goliath with a little bow.
I would say, so we're on a cliff.
Yep.
I don't want to point in the direction of the village. I want
Okay.
to point like in a opposite direction if possible.
Sure. Yeah, you can
Great.
do that. Roll a survival check. See
Okay.
if you can remember which direction the village was.
Survival. I'm gonna send the giant to the village.
We could have just magicked this shitty gemstone that I have, this shitty little trinket from an admirer that I have. We could have just magicked this to look like it, and that would have been a lot easier, don't you think?
He
A lot
crawls
simpler.
to
They're
the
not
or-
that smart. They're not that fucking smart.
Or
He
would
crawls
see
to
the
the
edge,
edge.
yeah.
He crawls to the other ridge that you guys across from where he just was. Looks over the side,
Now
kind
you've
of
just
lifts
sicked
him
them
up on
a
the
whole
side of
fucking
it,
village.
and yeah.
Mr. Giant.
Take
Could
your
I-
dead one and go back to the ship. And he just jumps.
And he just jumps and flies again.
Wait, the giant can fly?
On the
It's a
thing that
Cloud
he's-
Giant, yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh,
So-
was he not riding on a thing? I thought he was like riding
No,
on a
no,
thing.
no.
No, he
he's
was just
literally a
flying.
He's
cloud
just
giant.
supermaning it.
Yes.
Yep.
So he
Okay.
supermaned to you, came over. You said, deceived into believing that you were Goliath. He and Jeddah said it was the human that went in that way.
Oh, sorry.
So you
Yeah.
jump. He got onto the ridge and gave you an instruction to go back to the ship, take your dead one with you, and just launched off the side of the mountain, just gone, and up into the sky.
That was fun. Let's go back to the village.
I think he's heading towards the village.
Oh shit, we have to go back to the village and warn the people. I just poof out the rock.
On a
So-
21 survival, did she fucking just send this guy to the village?
She missed by an angle of about 45 degrees. but
okay.
definitely did not go opposite direction.
Well,
Okay.
the good news is you didn't completely fuck up.
Yay!
The bad news is you're about 45 degrees away from completely fucking up.
So how far would that be from the village then?
Not far enough.
Then the village will be in danger.
Yeah, probably could have avoided that one, but that's fine. You know, we all make mistakes.
Storm giants or cloud giants, I mean, rarely show themselves
Should we
to
go back to the
humanity. So
village?
I was just trying to get him to go
Cloud
away.
giant, what's he gonna
That
do?
way
Make
we
a
had a
rain
chance to
on
escape.
them?
he will probably just scourge the forest. As
Little thunderstorm.
It cannot be gone far. So
I mean, you guys told him that there was a human, and he might see the village where humans
I
live.
know. Why did we make up a more complicated lie? Why did we make that more complicated than it had to be?
I'm just lucky he did not
I didn't
punish
see
us
anything
for having
happen,
a.
so I just did something.
I was offering a solution. Do you see when I was doing this thing with my hand and I had this in it and I was mouthing at you? Make this look like the thing. That was the plan. That was supposed to be
Oh, was
the
that for
thing.
me? Or
Oh
for
my god, is
Ella?
it you that has minor illusion? Well, one of you women need to learn to speak up when I have a good
I could have done it, but I already had my illusion on top of me as a rock. If I cast that spell, I would lose that rock, and that thing
You
would
can't have more than
see me.
one.
I don't even have that spell, so.
Maybe it's best if we don't bicker over here and start walking.
You can't
I say we
make
go back to the
illusions on
town.
things. It's fine. It's fine. The town that's about to be leveled by a giant that you sent after it.
All
I
right.
say go
He
back to the
won't.
town.
He won't.
It's fine.
You-
It's fine.
we-
This is
we-
just
we-
a clusterfuck. I like
You could,
clusterfucks.
you could have also
They're
just
exciting.
have given him the gem
Why?
because it was his, and you stole
I
it from him.
no, the gem belongs to Reese now because it's
It's-
like it shows
Okay,
him.
I will
Exactly.
tell it to the giant when he comes for looking for us.
No, you won't.
That
Don't talk
Reese
to
is
him.
the new owner of
Don't
the
talk to
giant, of
people.
the gem.
Speak when spoken to, and then when you are spoken to and you speak words back, you say the smallest amount of words.
This is the gem! I echo through everything.
You just shouted out.
No, I just do it.
All right.
Bob,
So
what
are
are
you
you
guys?
doing?
Nobody
Are you-
cares.
Well,
Are you guys then making your way
ducking
back
back
to town?
down.
Yeah, we're going back to home.
Okay.
So another idea, we could also send a message to him. Bob, you would have to translate some giant for me, but we could be like, "Sorry, wrong way."
Maybe best to make haste.
No, absolutely not. We're not going to make this more convoluted than we already have, because what's going to happen then is that you're going to mistranslate the giantish or whatever the fuck they speak, and tell him to go, I don't know, attack the
you,
capital
Or
city
to
or
like go
something.
fuck himself.
No, we're
That
not
could
going
work.
to tell. We're not going to
That could
talk
work.
to any more giants. We're not going to talk to any more Goliaths or any more
seemed
orcs,
friendly.
trolls.
I was also thinking he was fine, but
Was he friendly, Bob? I couldn't understand what you guys were talking about.
he was just
He sounded
talking to
angry,
me
though.
and asking why I wasn't with the rest of the people, and then he ordered us to go back to the ship. So if you guys are up for adventure, we could always go and have a look there.
Oh, sure, yeah, no, let's just go jump on a ship full of Goliaths and orcs and shit, and
Well,
just
sounds a little bit racist.
join the crew. No, that sounds great. That sounds like
Not
great
all
fun.
Goliaths are evil, you know. They are just the people who live in
Certainly
the hills.
not, but you know, a ship full of them.
You as a human may not understand how it is to live seclusive from others and to look different than other people. But I know all too best how being big and strong is being... It calls for prejudice. And people frowning upon you just for being
Right.
there.
Well, you know, I mean, cat's kind of already out of the bag. I'm gonna stop arguing with you looking like a child Goliath. Child-sized baby Goliath.
I also turn back into my blue self.
But I'm not a human anymore either.
Whoa, Reese.
Are you
the
doing disguise
tiefling.
yourself again?
No,
Who
this
are
is...
you? Are you like a shapeshifter? What is this?
This
That's
is
a pretty cool disguise.
What
the
is
human is
real
the
you?
disguise.
Yeah, that's what you say now.
Oh.
Inside check.
Do it.
I should
You
vibe
can
check
touch
that too.
these. They're real. You can grab them.
Are you sure?
Touch them.
May I? Okay.
Gently,
Wait,
though
what-
they are
what did I miss?
attached.
Of course.
You're not
I
really
wouldn't-
sure if this is the last of their disguises, Bob.
Very unbelieving. I touch your horns.
Yeah, I'm touching the horns too.
Gently.
Wait, what did I miss?
Wow.
I had to go for a bit.
Okay, so Frar, what you
You
missed.
can touch his horns, Farrar. Here you go.
Yeah.
So Frar,
He has
what
horns
you
now.
missed, what you missed was a little bit of a chaotic recovery as the giant launched himself off the side of the ridge to go looking for this human that Jeddah pointed out. Goliath Jeddah pointed out. Now you guys are all in a fury as to what just happened and trying to figure out what to do next. You're afraid that the giant, although Jeddah tried to just steer him clear of town, kind of got a little bit closer than she meant. Not completely directly towards town, but certainly not far enough away to make you guys feel comfortable about it. And in the ensuing argument that followed, you discover Reese reveals to you what appears to be their true form, which is as a tiefling, not as a human.
Wait, who are you?
So he looks basically the same, except that creamy Caucasian skin is more of a kind of a burgundy sort of a wine color, kind of a purpley red. The solid color, gold eyes, the horns, the tail, the whole shebang, fingers like little claws. But everything else is the same. All the piercings, the hairdo, it's just
So
purple
this
now
whole
instead of
time you have
blonde.
been lying to us.
Yeah, well, sort of.
So
Out of
how
necessity,
do
I
we know
assure
you
you.
are even the person that you're telling us you are?
Well, you can
I think Reese is telling the truth.
touch
You
I don't
guys.
think I don't think he should be the one holding the gem anymore.
Well, that's not up to you to decide, unfortunately. It's up to the gem to decide, and the gem chose me, clearly.
Well,
I mean,
you
why
can-
wouldn't
Are you a
The
demon?
person
can
who's been
let-
lying to us the whole time.
You can tell
Have you
the
made a
gem to let
pact
go.
with that elf?
To their credit,
You can always
Frar,
choose to
Frar,
tell
hang
the
on,
gem
bring
to
it
let
back
go.
in, bringing it back in. Frar, say that again.
Are you a demon? Have you made a pact with that elf?
Oh my god. Wow. First of all, no. Devil, thank you. Difference. Large. Massive difference.
Same thing to me. We both
Well,
die,
that's racist, but okay,
Wait.
we'll let that slide for now, I guess.
You're both
Uh,
red. We have two red people now.
I'm not red. I'm more. I'm kind of a.
I refuse
More
to have
violet
my
than
shade
red.
same
Like a
as
dusky-
his.
He's more violet
dusky
than red.
wine. Like a
I'm red.
muddled
He's whiny.
grape. Look, it's fine. It doesn't. The point is, don't talk to me about being an outcast. That entire disguise bullshit is because I almost died in. I keep wanting to say Claymore.
Yeah,
Claymouth.
Claymouth. Yeah.
Well, I can relate to that. We
we almost died in
use
Claymouth.
we for
I
about
can also
use
relate
our
to that, yes.
disguise a lot if we want to like go into town and not stir up everything. So
Yeah.
I can.
And I know how it feels to be discriminated against color.
Still, you could have told us. We would
Well,
have been sympathetic to
I
you.
didn't
and
know that.
I
I
think you
didn't-
waited a little. I think you waited a little bit too long.
I
We
didn't know
bonded.
for sure.
We
all
became
right?
friends.
I had to be certain, and I don't know that I trust you yet because it seems like all of you have varying levels of death wish. Especially the two of you, looking at Bob and Fra, who have already died once and are just
They're-
so willing to go run into the fray and do it again.
They don't call us these nuts for nothing.
And on that,
They're nuts.
we're going to take a bit of a break as you guys gather your stuff up again and start trudging your way back through the mountains towards the town that you now are slightly concerned about. We'll do a 5-minute break, and we'll be back here in just a few minutes, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, I know the ads. Yeah.
All right, there we
Yeah.
go. So we're back live again, and we're back into this. So where we've picked up, and actually thanks to Coolest Nerds quickly for the follow on the channel. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you very much for that. Fleur de Spooks, who also is back in the chat as well. Fleur actually gave a really nice little tip that means that we can get Monsters of the Multiverse a lot faster yesterday too. So I appreciate that a lot. So yay!
In Dutch, Fleur de Spokes.
Am I saying it wrong? Fleur de Spooks?
I don't know. Fleur is a really Dutch name. I don't know if the person is Dutch. But...
Well, fill me in. I'm
Sounds really
okay.
good.
Tell me all about it. It's a beautiful name. Coolest Nerds is a beautiful name too because I'm one of them. Anyway, the carrying on to where we are in the game. Coolest Nerds, just kind of jumping in. We are set in the world of Olivos, and our party has largely just been kind of moping around, frankly, a little bit of Wesmia, which is the main country that we've been centered around. They are currently in the Great West Peaks of Wesmia. And they have had quite an interesting exchange with a wealthy researcher who has made the town, or the village, I should say, of Hillholm his home base. And it's not been a pretty experience between them, as two of our characters have died, have had to be recovered, and it just gets all the interesting from there. They have now just uncovered a stone, a gemstone, an amethyst, that has magical properties that Reese is now suddenly and seemingly, potentially permanently attuned to. A giant who apparently wanted to have the stone for themselves came to the party, thankfully through clever use of deception and disguised selves. You guys convinced the giant that it wasn't you, that it was that other human. And he went and flew off to go find that other human. But now you realize, based off of where that other human that was gestured towards is actually a little bit closer to the village of Hillholm than you meant. You now have started to hasten your return back to Hillholm. So there comes one big question. Will you be going through the night, or will you be taking a rest? Because it is already starting to get kind of late.
I'm good for going through the night, personally.
Remember, how many points of exhaustion do you and Bob already have?
I think I have 1 point. How do you lose it? You lose it with the long rest.
Every morning,
Long
right?
rest. Long rest is how you lose it.
I personally think we should rest because if we go to save the village, but we're not rested up, we'll basically be useless.
It was a few days travel, right?
It was, yes. So you should be at 1 point instead of the 3 you were at before you left.
Oh, we're already back in the village?
Not yet.
On the way.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah. Because I want to do some nightly activities. So.
Yeah, we could rest, and I could send checkers to like scout ahead, like keep an eye out.
That's a great use of a checkers. So with
You
that,
said we could take a short rest, so I did get a couple of spell slots back, but a long would not make me sad.
okay,
Your sound is less on this browser, by the way.
that's right. That's actually not their fault. That's my fault. I turned them down when they were really loud. We're fixed now.
Okay.
So you guys settle yourselves in for a rest. Are you going to settle in here, or are you going to travel a little bit first?
Oh, let's travel till nighttime. Till dawn. Is it dawn?
Till we get tired.
Till you
what
get
time is it now?
Till it gets dark.
Yeah, go ahead and roll for me then. Whoever thinks that they would be the one trying to lead you back on the trail that you came from. Go ahead and roll for me a survival check with advantage, because you've already been here.
I vote for Jeddah.
I look at Jeddah.
Jetta's leading it.
I'm incredibly
Go for it.
wise, but I'm actually not that wise.
I was the one who led them towards the village, but I can do it.
You can. Go ahead and roll a survival check with advantage this time.
Please don't get this lost, Jeddah.
I think I know how to solve
23.
Thank you.
With a 23, much better than the last time around. Here we go, just 1 sec. There we go. Okay, that should make it a little bit better.
Indeed.
The 23, it's not figuring out where the town was, that was a challenge. But figuring out more immediate locations, that's much much easier for you to do. So you find your way back to basically the same place you camped the night before, and say, this seems like a good spot. It worked for us last night. Let's do it here. Bob, you said you were going to do some nightly activities. What are your nightly activities that you're going to do?
Is it
Well, on
drinking
one
wine?
of the no, on one of the watches during the night, I want to when the stars are hopefully bright in the sky.
Can I
I
join him?
want. I don't see why not. If you want to stay up,
Yes.
I will try to mend back the pieces of my staff, but this time with not basically like little strings. It's not mended in per se, but I want it to be a whole instead of in
Okay.
pieces.
Okay. And
So under the light of the stars, I will use my own body with my circle of the stars to light on what I'm doing. Basically, be my own nightlight, even though I always hated being called that back in the village. It does come in handy. I don't even need to do that, by the way. I have daylight now, so I cast the daylight while I'm doing it. So
Okay.
everything in the camp, I don't know how good you guys are sleeping, but in the middle of the night,
Not anymore.
60-foot radius sphere of light. So the light casts 60 feet of radius of literally sunlight.
Is it morning yet? Oh.
I hope
So-
everybody will sleep deep enough.
Jenna's a drow, so she's like melting.
Maybe I will sit a
So-
little bit away from the rest, not to have the full brightness of the.
You could just hold up a lantern.
So.
Yeah, you'll just see a glow.
Oh, this is better. I need to
A
see
little bit of distance.
exactly what I'm doing.
I have a light.
And I will use strings to bind my staff of woodlands together again, which shattered before,
And
so that at least I can walk with it again.
And in this area, you do find that there is a number of it's like a fern that grows across the mountains a little bit with a small little oval leaves on it that you can just. They're good and long. They're really strong, and you can use that as part of the lashings to reconnect. It takes a little while, but you
And
are
I will
able
probably
to get it down this
even,
one.
if I have vines, I will probably wrap it all the way around, so that is totally being held by the vine at that time.
Could I assist? Maybe make it a little bit more
And
easier?
I will ask the vine, because I can talk with plants, to hold it tight and to keep it sturdy, as I then can at least walk with it again.
Yeah, absolutely you can. With that much, it's a little bit wider than you were originally used to because of the length, the amount of vines you had to use. But yeah, you can definitely walk with it again.
The background noise is back, by the way.
Yeah, that's all right.
Um,
We'll figure that out another day. We'll let her roll.
But I think
it's
in
nothing
the
hard
old
to
browser there wasn't in his old browser there was no there was nothing, right? I think.
No, there wasn't anything great, but I'm taking it
just
off the
muted
stream,
it.
so at least the
Yeah.
stream won't have that. So it's all good.
Yeah,
We'll figure it out.
I also muted it. And I will stick it in the ground in the camp.
Ah, okay. You stick it into the ground. It's a hard surface. It doesn't go very deep, but you can get it in there.
Well, I
We'll
will,
just
I
kinda
will at
prop it
least
along.
somewhere I will look for earth, if it's at least in the earth.
And with Far's help, because Far stayed up to do this, I'm going to say, yeah, he's able to help you do that.
Okay, and I hope, at least that's what I whisper to the staff, that it will grow into a tree.
All right.
It has when it was whole, it had a tree form, where
That's right.
I could plant it and it would grow into fertile earth. That needs to be because you just mentioned mostly rocks. Keep that in mind. But at least this is what he will be doing for the upcoming nights.
Oh,
So every
very
night
cool.
when we go to camp, I will at least try to turn it into a tree, while it is still broken and held together by vines.
Nice. Very cool. Okay. I'm gonna think a little bit about that, but I'm gonna also play on a little bit for me too. Hey Reese, can you give me a quick sound check? Make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to be there.
Yeah, it defaulted to my laptop mic instead of my headset, and it was picking up my loud ass fan.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So,
that was the problem. Awesome.
Yeah, my bad.
All good. I'm glad that got fixed. You did that well. Thank you very much. So
Nothing was
that,
lighting up, letting me know that it was picking anything up.
Oh, there you go.
Great.
Well, the
Sorry.
group takes yourselves a long rest. Is there anybody keeping watch? Checkers is keeping
One.
We
watch.
should do shifts.
One was mine, so the one we just did.
Okay,
I'll
so
take a
roll
watch
for me.
too.
Frar was up with you, so Frar, while Bob
Yeah.
is doing all that work, I'm going to get Frar to roll a perception check.
I was definitely not paying attention.
Good. Yeah.
10 people.
The night sky is clear. The stars are easily seen, and it's mostly because the cloud cover, you are currently camping above that cloud cover's level. You are high up in the sky. It is getting cold because of the altitude. Well, there's that too, but that's beside the point. The the night sky is clear and it works really well for Bob. It also though means that through the cloud cover, it's difficult to see if anything's coming below you. You do hear very little fauna or flora happening around here. You do occasionally hear the occasional coyote yelp or wolf yelp. They don't bark, they yelp more than anything. And nothing that is announcing their presence. They apparently can't see the moon or whether or not the moon is even full. So the cloud cover seems to protect a lot of that, and it makes the evening relatively quiet for you, Frar. And for Bob as well. Despite the daylight that's kind of hanging around the top of this mountain, giving this mountain very much a halo kind of feel. Who's taking second watch?
I will.
I'm tired.
Get
Wake
some
up,
rest.
Rook. It's your turn.
Thanks. Was that you earlier with the bright light?
Oh yeah, sorry. I needed some light to repair my stuff. Look, it's at least whole
Hey,
again, sort of. I can hold it again, and
that's good. That's good.
shouldn't probably hit something too hard, but at least I can hold it again.
At least it's getting there. Well, good for you. You get some rest now, okay?
Good night.
Good night. Checkers, let's go.
Well, and Checkers isn't with you. Checkers is off
Oh,
watching.
right, yeah.
So you can go and quickly take a peek into Checkers' eyes if you want.
Sure. I'll take a moment to peek into Checker's eyes.
Okay.
Roll perception.
I do not know where that's coming from.
I think from Frar.
Okay.
It's from my fiance, his phone.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh,
Your fiance is watching The Bodyguard.
the way to cat. That's awesome. Okay. In any case, wow. Whoa. Okay, I'm back now. We're good.
Sorry about that.
Wow. Okay, so you set up. So actually, cool listeners, just for clarification, the staff that Bob is currently mending was a staff of the woodlands that was ruined to help Bob get revived from death, and so he's trying to get it back in whatever way, creative way he thinks he can. Certainly, putting it all back together in one place that will likely help. So Rook, you put your vision into Checkers, and he's too far away for you to connect with. So he comes about an hour and a half into your watch. You hear a flutter as just as Checkers comes in and flutters above Bob's head, and then thinks better of it, and then flutters over to your shoulder instead.
Hey, boy. What have you seen?
And
Zoop.
just kind of starts doing the blinkies. So if you go into his vision, you're looking at yourself. You got bedhead, but aside from that, you look pretty good. But he kind of starts giving you some visions, and you get the sense that for a time, Checkers was sitting atop a tree, watching over a small ravine, and particularly looking at this form. And thankfully, Checkers has dark vision, so you can actually see it, but it is very definitely a grayed out form of the giant sleeping a distance away from where Checkers was looking. But very restlessly. That's the visions that you get from it. And then you come back out of it out of your telepathic connection with him. And Checkers just going,
From the vision, could I see that the giant was injured or something?
no, couldn't really tell that. Could tell that the cloud cover was above you, though.
Okay. Could I see like lights in this distance from a town or something?
Nope, couldn't see anything along those lines. Definitely was in the middle of the forested mountainside, so far lower than where you guys currently are.
Oh, good. All right. Goodbye, Checkers. Now go get some mice or something, whatever you eat.
I'm gone.
Okay, and I will stay up and watch.
All right. Roll me a perception check for you. Yeah, that cloud cover makes it really difficult to see anything. It's quiet, though. It's tough to tell the difference between peaceful quiet and too quiet. So you keep your attention up. But that peaceful kind of lulls you a little bit every once in a while, and after a time, your watch is ended and you are ready to get back to sleep. Who do you wake up?
Who should I wake up? I'll probably wake up Jeddah. Hey, Jeddah. You up for a watch?
Yes. I've just finished my trance.
All right, sure. My turn to go trancing now.
Nice.
Good night.
Trance buddies.
Trance buddies.
All right. Jada, go ahead and roll for me a perception check.
So I'll take a look. Cool. There's one other thing I wanted to do as well.
There is a touch clips. Okay, I'm keeping that. That's awesome. Nicely done. Nicely done. Oh yeah,
You gotta save those moments.
You do. Those are awesome. I still am trying to fix all of my buttons for things, so I appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you. So with that, 24 perception check. While you're up here and the sun is starting to rise off in the east, behind the mountain that the ship was definitely embedded into the side of, and so as that sun is coming up and the cloud cover starts to dissipate, the warmth kind of letting a breeze push it away. And you looking down there with a 24 perception, you kind of take a good solid look towards it, and there is not much activity left at that campsite. But you look really carefully, the campsite doesn't even look the same. Or the campsite, not the campsite, the ship wreckage, I should say. The ship wreckage doesn't even look the same. But actually, it looks worse.
That's strange.
Worse how? Is there a new ship, or
it looks like it has
just
been
more
broken
decay?
apart, torn apart, and
in the
sundered
forest?
again. The ship.
Something big came and fucked it up more. It said, "I'm not done with you."
Wait, which ship?
And messed it up more.
I was zoned out a little bit.
Airship.
The ship that we saw on the mountain.
This is the same airship as we saw back.
Yeah, you're still high atop a mountainside. You couldn't see it through the cloud cover, but something has caused it to be wrecked even further.
But it's still at the same location.
Well, but it doesn't. It barely even looks like a ship. It just looks like rubble now, and it is still at the same
Okay.
location.
Yeah.
Okay, well, just walking away from it anyway. Back to Hill Home, so.
Are we not concerned about that at all? We're
Maybe
not
the
worried
giant.
about that?
Maybe the giant went back to look for the gem.
Well, this is still during the watch. Jed is noticing this during the watch.
Oh,
So you guys are
okay.
Yeah,
all
this
still
is-
sleeping. Yeah.
I didn't know
me.
we still had the visual from our camp on the wreckage at
With a
night.
24 on perception, yes. Yeah, as the sun is coming up, that is definitely she's going to be able to see this.
And there's one other thing I wanted to
Sure.
do. Can I cast Augury?
Yes, you can.
And instead of like decorated sticks with a deity, of course, there's just a bunch of dicks sticking out of the ground.
Yeah.
It's a dicklet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
In case you didn't know, this is why they're called D's nuts. Carrying on. What are you doing?
So I would try to do it right before we leave, since I have the last watch. But I would just say to the traveler, we're about to head to this village to try to protect them. What do I feel about that specific course of action?
Okay. Can I get you to post Augury real quick for me?
Yeah.
Is that easy? Something you can easily do?
Yep.
I want to make sure I'm reading this properly.
Let me find that here. That's why I wanted to try to make sure it was like right before we were going.
Aha.
Oh no, my D&D Beyond's not working.
Okay, I'll find it here real quick. Because there's something in it, I think, that I want to make sure I get right. Oh, there we go. Good. You beat me to it. Okay. Okay. Okay, so remind me your question again, so I make sure I get it right.
So I would just say we're about to head to the village. What do I get about that course of action?
Heading to the village, you get a gentle breeze kind of washes through your hair, and for a moment you're like, "Are you back? Do I feel you?" But it doesn't materialize into voice. And it was a warm breeze, a feeling of comfort, but it wasn't the traveler.
Where are you? And she's comforted by the breeze, but still a little pissy that it's not Artagan.
All right. And with that, you guys can all come to consciousness.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I like to say that me and Bob say that at the same time.
You guys are so in sync.
If you guys would like me to make you some breakfast.
Yes, I could use some. You think we can still make that nut paste?
I don't know if we still have nuts with us.
I'm up for anything you guys make. Then those nuts sound good, though.
You know me, I can always make a good breakfast. I don't.
Paste.
Rice has not tasted some of my morning cakes, but I'm a very good chef, you see.
Me too.
And I
This
thought
is paste made of ground nuts.
I start from along the way. So.
I'm just the assistant, so.
As I have a featuring chef.
Do you guys need help gathering ingredients and stuff?
No, I have everything on me.
You sure?
Don't worry.
I could hunt
And
some game for those
you know,
non-plant eaters.
I don't prepare meats. That's
Me
for
neither.
ours. department.
No, I'm done with meat.
Big Red, you're done with meat?
It's not
yeah,
the same
we put-
anymore for
Oh yeah,
me.
we put you on an all nut diet. I forgot.
I only take these nuts.
And I make a beautiful morning soup from berries and nuts and other veggies. It's a nice morning stew for everybody. And next to it, I also
Nut soup.
next to it, I also make some cookies that I can. I can make 3 now, I think.
Yay, Bob snacks!
Because my my bonus proficiency bonus went up. So I give a snack to Reese and to Jeddah and to Rook.
Thank you.
And you all
Reese, you should
can
take
eat.
this.
You can also all eat it as a bonus action, and you get temporary hit points. 3 temporary hit points.
And they last the day.
And they last 8 hours. So
Eight
you eat them before dinner, otherwise they're spoiled.
That's
But they will give you some life juice.
so incredibly kind of you. I don't know if you noticed this mouthful of razor sharp teeth that I am in fact in possession of. I need meat in my diet, so if somebody wants to go kill an animal for me, that would be lovely.
I'd rather
I'll
we
be
just.
honest.
Anything will do.
You'll just have to cook it yourself.
Yeah,
That's fine. I'll
that's
do that.
fine. You can.
I'll cook it
Can you cook?
myself.
All right, sure. I'll go
Not
hunting then.
great.
You
but
don't
yeah,
know
I
what
mean,
you're missing. It has all the proteins that you need. You just
I'm-
think you need
Bye.
meat.
I think
Wait.
I will.
so certain that it does. You know, it's a texture thing.
Bye, Rook.
Really, that looks a bit crumbly.
So for the purposes
You
of
haven't
story
even
time,
tasted it yet.
I'm gonna say go ahead and roll a survival check just to see if you can find something quick and meaty.
Just not a boar, no pigs.
No more
I
exhaustion
like-
now that we.
We're friends with pigs.
That is correct.
find-
All
I
of your
find a
exhaustion
pig.
is now gone.
Awesome.
If it's a pig, I don't want it. I'll just eat his
You-
weird vegetable cake thing.
And my
You
Whatever
won't
the hell
find a
that
pig up
is.
here. You'll find a pika.
Because haram.
That's fine.
A peacock?
That's one of those little,
pika.
mice.
It's the
You kill a
mountain-like rodent that Pikachu was based off of.
Ah, okay.
Wait, it's a real thing? Hold on.
It is a real thing. Yes, it is.
I want to.
Yeah.
Bob, by the way, in the morning take some time at dawn to swap spells. Daylight
Sure.
will be swapped with Aura
It's
of
real.
Vitality.
Sounds good. Or a vitality.
Pikachu
Sounds
is real.
Pikachu is real. He lives in the mountains beside where I live, so I know we've seen Pikas. They're cute as.
How big are
Pikas,
they?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, they live all over the place up here too.
How many do I
Trails and
find?
stuff.
Yeah, so you find yourself
Hard
a
to
Pika.
catch.
You arrow yourself a Pika, and you bring the Pika back to camp for Reese to be able to cook without any hassle.
Hey, Reese.
Oh,
I caught this rat thing. I hope you're okay with rats.
perfect. You know, it'll do. It really will.
All right, sure. Save some for me. And Jeddah, would you want some?
There's like
Yeah.
3 bites on this thing.
I know
Well-
Bob doesn't cook meat, but I don't eat meat
It's
anymore.
one bite
but
for each of
I
us.
could prepare something. I could prepare something that we could eat.
Oh,
it
you
with.
mean like a sauce or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be grand.
Mild mushrooms too. You have any mild mushrooms?
Rats and
Well,
mushrooms.
I have the mushroom. Here you go. I collected them at dawn.
Thank you. Thank
That'd
you.
be great. Yeah, sure.
Just leave it to me. I'll do it.
Checkers comes and lands into Bob's hair.
What should I roll for this?
Give him some crumbs.
Everything.
I don't think Checkers eats veggies. He's a carnivore.
You're just kind of fluttering around in Bob's hair.
Um,
Don't eat the bugs.
Just flat
Checkers,
jumps off of
you all right?
jumps off of
Along the
Bob's hair,
mouse.
lands on your shoulder, and just like bumps into you.
I would like
Oh.
to say I prepare them a Like I chop up the Pikachu into cubes, and I prepare them with a sauce made from mushrooms and a little bit of water. I guess I don't know how to cook, but I just make them a stew. I guess I make them a stew.
Okay, a Pikachu, a very small
A Pika stew.
It's a Pika stew. A
It's
Pika
actually
stew.
canon
Somebody
that they
clip
eat
it.
Pokemons in the show.
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
It's true, it's
a
true.
Pika stew. So it Checkers continues to bump you while Farrar is making this Pika stew.
I think Checkers is trying to tell you something, Bob.
And just flies up and flies away.
Can I
Flies
zoom
up,
into
flies
his
up into
vision?
the sky. Yeah. You zoom up into his vision, and looking down the mountainside, he kind of swoops a little bit away, just to the edge of your vision, and roll me a perception check for the owl.
Here comes Mr. Giant again.
The giant is on the move. You see the head over top of the trees, just pushing through, and and every once in a while looking to the sky, and then looking back down, and looking, and just trying to get to a ridge, but you do see him moving. And then...
Moving towards where?
Currently, you can't tell from where Checkers currently is, away from Checkers. And then you get to the edge of your vision of your connection with Checkers, and the connection just dissipates.
Guys, the giant is on the move.
Well, then we should move as well. Back
Yeah.
up quickly, guys.
I agree.
Kill the fire.
Alright, sure. I stomp on it. Wait,
All right.
is the Pika stew done?
It
Yeah.
better be. We have to go.
Oh.
We have to take it to go.
Alright,
Not
sure.
done.
Oh no.
I'll collect the remnants and cook them later again.
Yeah, maybe we
Okay.
could heat them up later.
We still have the saucy nuts. We're fine.
Yeah. We gotta move, guys.
All right, so you guys get on the move again. With you being on the move, ding!
Oh, sorry.
No, that ding just means that giant comes and attacks you from above. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. You guys carry through. I'm gonna say, you guys get to tell me at what pace you would like to move. You can move comfortably. You can move with speed. If you move comfortably, it will
It's
take you
normal.
the exact same amount of time. But if you move with rapidity, you could make it back to Hillhome before the end of nightfall.
Speedrun it.
Not
What do you
fast.
How is that gonna
Of a
affect
runner.
the two people with
They don't have exhaustion
what's
anymore.
it called?
Yeah,
Exhaust.
they're fine
Oh,
already.
Was
oh,
the, gi-
I'm an
I thought you still had a
athlete.
level.
was the giant
I'm an
moving
athlete.
away from the village or towards the village? Based on
Tough
what
to
Checker saw.
tough. Well, roll a survival check. As Rook
If I'm an
describes to you what
athlete,
Checker sees.
can I reach there first?
You have a little
my
bit
leg
more
muscle?
ease at going faster, but that doesn't necessarily mean
fair.
the rest of your group does. I mean, you could lead
That's
your group if you
the-
wanted to.
I
A roll,
can
a roll for Rook, I would say. The survival check.
survival?
Sure.
Me? Okay,
Yep.
sure. Let's try this
Sure,
out.
So with the survival, you get the sense that it's actually trying to move up a little bit, get like a little bit more height in the mountain. That where it flew to previously was much further down the mountain. It is now kind of trying to make its way gradually up the mountain to be able to get a better viewpoint.
Wow.
But it is definitely, it's not going directly towards Hillhome. It's still a little off from it. But if it continues to follow the mountain ridges, you're concerned that it wouldn't be long before he happens upon Hillhome.
Yeah, he's getting close to the town. If he hits that mountain ridge up there, yeah.
I doubt he will attack any. Who had to say it was people anyway?
Well, I mean, if it's just one of them, maybe we stand a chance.
He just didn't have said it was a human. He would not have gone to the human town.
Really? You didn't have to tell him anything at all. I mean, we didn't have to talk to him at all, but we've been over this, so it's done. It's done. We have to deal with what we have to deal with now. What we have to
I
deal with
just-
now is that we've sent this fucker towards.
I just wanted to
Hillholm.
fight him along with Frar, but then when he was there, he was a little bit bigger than I thought.
Well, you know
Well-
what? You said sometimes violence is the answer. I think now is one of those times. I think we need to hunt him down. And I think we need to
I
stop him
agree.
before he finds
That's the
Hillholm.
spirit.
Or we could send
I
a
agree.
message to the village and just say, "Hey, make
I'm
some
s-
Hey, there's a
preparations."
giant coming for you.
I'm still convinced he will not go to the town.
If he
I doubt
finds
that.
it, he's going to go for it because he
Mhm.
thinks that a
I'm
human
convinced
has
he
it, and he's
can.
going to come look for that human.
I would
He's
find
better.
a chance bigger that he finds us, a group of adventurers who look nothing like the Goliaths that he told them to do. You disguised as a human, he will probably think it's you.
Well, let's hope he finds us, because then we can fucking kill him before he finds Hillholm. Come on,
Kill
let's
him.
go.
The the five of us.
I'll
against
put on
a-
the human disguise. I'll use myself as bait if
Guess
I
on a
have to.
giant.
We can
Oh,
make some
good.
traps. A giant pit.
Jetta, you said that you can message someone in the town?
Yeah.
All right. I think it would be best to warn the town of an imminent giant attack, just in case.
Both things, I think, are probably good ideas. Hunt it down and destroy
Yes.
it, and
Jetta
also
will
let people
message the
know.
town, and we will hunt the giant. How does that sound?
We might not
What
find
if you
it in time.
message? What if you message Adrix? He's powerful.
Well, he would probably just go off and try to save himself.
Yeah, I agree.
I would
Message
message.
Jessup. Or
Yeah,
Elsa.
just
Then who is in
The-
town to stop the giant?
The tavern lady. She knows everyone, doesn't she?
Oh crap! Yeah.
and she
Is
is
there
an ice
anyone
queen.
in town capable?
Just, I mean, look, I think Edrix is a good idea. I think send to him and say, look,
Still believe
stay.
everybody's overreacting.
I really think that you're acting completely ridiculous about him. But just tell him, look,
message.
this is the situation. Please stay and defend the town if you can. But if you really have to leave, at least tell somebody else first so that they know what's coming.
I doubt that Adrix will do that. Might as well
At
message
the very
Jessup
least,
or
he'll
Elsa.
tell somebody else. If he's this coward that you say that he is, I don't think that he would just leave these people completely defenseless.
I think you're overreacting. I mean, have you ever seen a cloud giant before?
I mean, yeah, just now.
But before this? Ever in your life? So, any of you?
Probably not.
No,
I would
like
think
that.
so. You know why?
Have you?
Because cloud giants don't mingle with the humans. They have a strict code and they have a hierarchy and live high up in the clouds.
Rook?
Rarely showing itself to humankind. So
Well, he's not looking.
going rampage for just some silly gem in a whole village, risking the whole human population in this region to believe in cloud giants and know their existence. I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, how important is this gem?
Reese. Rook and Reese.
Yes.
Roll for me a quick history check.
Yes,
It's not a high DC. It's actually a pretty low DC.
That's great because I'm not very intelligent.
Okay, well, actually, you guys are both gonna, from your own experiences in the more noble related locations that you've been, you have heard many stories of Kilfod the Giant. Kilfod seems to be the leader of the Giantkin in they call him Kaganet, and that he is a warmonger and seeks out battle wherever he possibly can. That's the main one. Currently, what you know of the Giants is that they are in a fierce battle in the far north, trying to claim more lands in Castasaria. It is. It's much like. It feels very much like it's on the opposite side of the world, and so it's kind of got the same kind of sense of it could be happening, could also not be happening. Just be rumor. But you do know of this, of these rumors and stories of war. Sunbell in particular has actually had to battle some giants in the past. I'm going to say it's about 170-ish years ago. but erected arcane wards to prevent them from breaking the boundaries again. So there is some history with giant warmongers. Whether or not this has any relationship to that whatsoever that's not the connection. You just have this in the back of your head. Bob is possibly quite right, because you have never seen one. That cloud giants in particular may just simply never frequent human areas. Not without a reason.
Right. And I think that this is the reason. I think if as maddened as he was by the fact that this thing is missing, I think it's reasonable enough to assume that an attack on a small village, I mean, Hillholm's not that big.
Right.
And it's just a bunch of people.
Oh,
And he wants this fucking thing back. I think he'll burn the place down or blow it down, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Either way, I still think we should kill it.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. Let's fucking go get it. Let's go find him. Right now.
Let me send a message first, just in case we fail.
Send a message to the giant and tell him to come back. How about that? We found the gem. And he will just come back. We give him the gem. We save up a lot of massacre.
The gem.
Oh, you're not giving him the gem, but you're concerned about the whole village being killed. And when he's killing it for the gem, you don't want to hand over the gem. You're a bit hypocrite, to be honest.
I don't think I am, actually. This gem is more important than one giant, and
the giant
one
is looking
entire
for the gem.
village is also more important than one giant. All of it's more important than the giant. I think we just get rid of the one giant, problem solved. This is one time. Why are you arguing against me? You're the one that wanted to be violent and kill things. Now I'm saying let's go do it. A giant? Would you love to fight a giant?
Now that I've met him, I don't want to.
I mean, God.
Well, I mean,
now you're friends. Now you're comrades.
I am, after all, half giant. As a Verborg. My ancestors are giants.
Okay, so what's the plan here, guys?
Make you half giant.
Let's go to Claymouth.
What?
Screw everybody. Leave everything behind.
No.
Wait,
Who needs Adrax? We have the gem. We can sell it ourselves. We can just be rich. Be rich in Claymouth and.
But I thought you just wanted to give it to the giant.
Yeah, no.
To prevent a massacre that you think will gonna happen, I told you it's not gonna happen.
Okay, this man has no idea what he wants. He's all over the place.
If you're so convinced that it will attack the village, a good way to prevent all those deaths is to just give back the gem. It's the easiest solution.
Or we can stop the giant ourselves, or at least fortify the village against
die in the process. And may die in the process. Yes.
Did we trade places? Did you do a mind swap again? Is that what's going on? Because now you sound like a coward. Are you a coward?
Not a coward. I'm just pointing out the options.
Yeah, and that's a stupid option. Let's go kill a giant.
Listen, this artifact that Reese currently holds is a powerful thing. I don't think the giants should ever have it.
But is he smart enough to use it?
Which bonded with him,
Maybe.
and ever since he had it, he's been very possessive of it. My precious, I need
you
to
go right to the.
Give it here. Let's have a test. Can I have it? Can I have it?
Just give it.
Exactly
give it,
my
please.
point.
Fine, here, take it. No, take the damn thing.
And I hold open
I'm not attached
my
to it.
I hold open my backpack and I let him drop it in if he does.
All yours. I just feel like there's I can't unattune to it. I didn't attune to it intentionally. It's something important. It's something big, and I feel like we need to have it. I don't care if I have it. I don't care if you have it. I don't care if she bloody has it. We need to have it.
Okay.
And I don't think that the
disapprove my
giant
point
should
here.
have it.
Here it's back. And I throw it back to you. As you clearly, I wanted to prove that you could not give it away, but you did. So.
Yeah,
I'm not hearing any
that
more
we
voices
should-
than I usually am. It's
Not like sentient or something and compelling
No.
you to do something.
it's fine. It's just
It's just like, ever since I know you've seen you with horns, I don't know what to think anymore.
Are we going to do this dance? Do we need to play 20 questions? Do you need to get it out of your system now? I have
Hey,
human
Jetta, just
parents. I have a
message
human
We're
Jet
walking.
or
sister.
Elsa.
I
Yeah,
agree.
We're walking anyway, so
let them fortify the town in case of a giant attack.
Oh, they're stalking, but no action.
So Jet, are you
We'll get
casting
to that.
We
sending?
have to.
Go for it.
Yeah. I am casting it to Jessup at the
Okey-doke.
tavern.
rare, weird message to get.
Hi, Jessup. It's Jetta. Fuck. There's a giant.
The fuck count or?
No, the fuck was in.
What did I just say?
What did I just say, Kate?
There's a giant possibly coming to the village. Make preparations. I lost count. How much do I have?
I think
At
you're
the end of that,
a little bit
you
low.
went, I lost count. I lost count, period.
Okay.
That was the last one that went off. Okay, so couple moments go back past, not very many moments past. Oh gods. Okay. That's weird and that's scary. I'll talk to Doga. No, I won't talk to who could. Oh shit, am I gonna have to talk to Adrix? Ah! And that's all you get.
Let's just walk.
Well, at least they knew, though. I was as efficient as I could have possibly been.
I just hope that they got the message right and prepare the village. Meanwhile, let's go hunt ourselves a giant.
Let's do it.
Now that's what I
The
like to
giant.
hear.
Let's just go back to town. Why are we hunting this giant?
For glory.
Aren't we
I
supposed to
mean,
bring the?
Prevent it from getting to town.
Yeah,
But
because
it's not coming to town, damn it.
No, if
Well,
it does
how about
come to the
this?
town, it will cause destruction to it.
How about this? We need to go back anyway. We'll just see what happens. If it
Exactly.
comes, we can fight it. If it doesn't,
Exactly.
then everything is fine.
My point exactly. Why do we need to confront it offensively if we can just let fate roll out? And I'm telling you,
fair
the
point.
stars are telling me it won't happen. Anyways.
A
Oh,
fair
I
point.
forgot. I talked to the traveler possibly last night, and I asked about heading to the village, and I got warm, fuzzy, good vibes. So
Well, here, another omen that nothing will happen, and we just need to
Forgot
return
about
the
that.
gem to Adrix. I mean, if Reese can let it go at least.
I still want to fight
I
it.
just.
I don't know about returning the gem, but maybe at least.
I just hope your vibes are correct, Jetta. And checkers too.
The travelers never let me down.
I don't checkers track the giant, and if it goes the wrong trajectory, it will come back to us and warn us, and we'll pick up the
Right.
pace.
Sounds good. All right, checkers, go.
All right, so
But
through
I'm not
this,
gonna run until I know that checkers has seen something.
So through that that long discussion about what is actually the right way to go forward, you send checkers off to watch over the giant and see if there is anything that happens there. You make your way directly back towards the community of Hillhome. And I think that is actually probably a pretty good place for us to call this session for the day, is to see what happens following that. So you guys have a great plan going forward. You know exactly what you're going to do. Let's see how it turns out when we come back to it next week.
Fingers crossed, guys.
You guys are really funny, by the way. You guys are all talking. I wonder if it's a giant. Let's go see if it's a giant. It actually was a giant. Thank you guys very much for predicting that. That was great. We'll do some quick announcements then to finish up our stream for the day today, because we have some people that haven't necessarily seen the exact same announcements. We start off by saying thanks to all of my players for playing with us. And we'll see what happens when you guys get back to Hillhome apparently next week. And finally, also a quick shout out to our new followers, Coolest Nerds, and make our way back to. It's also put a shout out to the Make-A-Wish International. That is what we're doing our fundraising for. So we'd like to see what we could do about hitting that $250 goal. If you feel that you have that in you, please do. The link to do so is in the chat, right like so. Feel free to jump on that link and give. And there's a Black Santa play is now following us too. Nice, good. Catching us at the very end here. Thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. And we are going to have some more streams next week. We have Tuesday. We have the Wishlight campaign. We have that's at 1 p.m. UTC. There's also the Zelda Echoes campaign that Verod runs on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central. Then we also go to our Thursday game, which is our first of our Roll for Wishes games. So if you want to get involved in that, you actually can. You just need to jump into the Discord to do so. And there's actually the Discord link. I'm going to provide you with a different one because the one that I had for you is not doing the proper things. And so I will copy one in here right now, and I will put it into the chat. Huzzah. Come on, let me see my chat. There we go. So this is a way that you can get into the Discord if you would like to join us. Then you can also jump in through the Random Adventures channel and become a random adventurer where everything is decided by the dice, including which of the 3 Roll for Wishes modules we're going to play. They have 3. We're going to roll the dice. It's going to decide for us. And then we roll the dice to create our characters. And so it'll be a lot of fun that way. We've done 2 of those adventures that way, and they are the most weird things that we've come up with so far. Including a half-orc that was named Kitty. The next game we have after that will be back to the Olivon Chronicles, and then that'll be again at 1 p.m. UTC, just like the Roll for Wishes game. And then at 12:30, is it we say? I don't know why I have such a tough time with this caffeine. 12:30 UTC, I believe it is, for the Adventures in Alain campaign.
7:30.
7:30 UTC?
Yes,
PM?
it's in the evening. Yeah, PM.
Okay. So then I gotta fix some things. But that's my brain doesn't do time zone changes. I think some of you guys saw that in the chat. I'm so sorry about the things. But yeah, that game is also happening on Friday next week. So we got busy things in the channel. Thank you guys all very much.
You got $10 more.
Yeah, rock on! Thank you so much for that. That is by the way, there's a giveaway at 100. So once we hit 100, I actually have merch coming in now.
It's for a good cause.
Yeah. I have merch coming in. So there's a Windy J Guild shirt. There is also a Olivon Chronicles. There's actually going to be an Olivon Chronicles mouse pad if you want one of those guys too. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's it. That's all we got for the day today. We're going to go and raid somebody as well. Who do we think we should raid today, guys? Who do we raid? Let's go for a raid of it looks like Mike Moans is making some things again today. Are there other channels that you would like to raid? Let's find one here. Let's go to a Twitch and see who's all on the Dungeons and Dragons train today.
German one. Da ist Actos.
Oh, good.
Sie sprechen D&D. Sie spellen D&D. Sie Synchronsprecher.
I appreciate the proper pronunciation because I would just murder it. Let's see who else we got going on here.
There's not a lot of people on, actually.
There's not a lot of people on today. It must be Thanksgiving or something like that. So why don't we... there's an English one. It's Bast50. That's got a few viewers going, and then there's Arrow 4. Let's do Arrow 4 actually. That's a chat plays D&D stream. So that's who we're gonna go and raid here in just a few moments. But again, followers, subscribers, tippers, and donators, thank you guys all so much. Chatters, thank you for hanging out with us as well. And players, of course, much love and always. Everybody, take care of each other, love each other. We'll see you guys next week.